Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we're going to make a really yummy meal. This is a special meal. This is something you might want to make around the holiday time, not exactly on Christmas or on Thanksgiving, but kind of during the time because it's a lot of prep. It's fairly easy to make. We're making a pork roast, and we're making some German potato dumplings that actually comes from a mix, so you're not making it, that's why I'm saying it's kind of like semi-homemade. You're not actually making the dumplings by hand, so I'm using a mix. And also we're going to be making, we're going to be eating, I should say, some yummy red cabbage along with this. And the red cabbage recipe could actually be found in my German American cookbook that is out on Amazon if you are interested. It's called German American Christmas Cookbook and More, My Family Traditions. And the recipe for red cabbage is in here. But we're going to focus on cooking our pork roast. I'm going to show you exactly how to season it. And then also I'm going to show you how to make those dumplings, but using a mix. All right. So stay tuned. So this is the mix we're going to be using. This is Dr. Willie Knoll 12 potato dumpling mix. It's in English. So basically you're going to use a wire whisk. You're going to stir the contents of the package with 3 cups of cold water, and then you're going to let it sit for about 10 minutes to thicken. We're going to moisten our hands, and we're going to start forming the dumplings, and then that's when we're going to add some croutons to it. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to make the croutons. If you want to make it on your own, you could also use Texas toast or any croutons you want to use. Okay, so the first step you want to do is get a pan, and you're going to put approximately about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in the pan, and then you want to use 1 tablespoon of butter. You're going to melt those two together, and eventually we're going to be using another tablespoon of butter later on, but this is the first step. And step number 2, we're going to get our croutons. Now I used whole wheat bread that I toasted, and then I sliced them into little cubes, and I'm placing that in the pan, tossing it in the butter and the oil. You want to make sure every one of those little croutons are covered with the butter and the oil. And then we're going to add some garlic powder to it and Italian seasoning, plus some Parmesan cheese. But really simple. When you have the mix, we're just going to empty the contents. In this bowl here. And then we're going to add 3 cups of cold water. And 3. And with the wire whisk, we're just going to whisk that together. You want to whisk it until it's smooth. And that looks good, and we're going to let that stay for about 10 minutes. So I have this roasting pan here. I added probably about a little more than a cup of water. Now the pork has been seasoned with onion powder, garlic powder, some herbs, and we're going to add to this some onions. Just going to put some onions at the base in the water, and we're going to add some peppers. These are those sweet peppers, and I love it because they're awesome colors for fall. And I'm going to add just a little bit more onion here. And then we're going to add some baby carrots. Okay, so we're going to put this into a 350-degree oven, and the instructions usually are like 35 minutes per pound, and this is kind of close to 2 pounds. Okay, so let me show you how to make the balls. It's been about 10 minutes, and you just want to get some, make sure your hands are moist. So that's why you want a little bowl of water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of croutons, and I'm just going to place it in there. And then we're going to cover it with some more. And we're going to make some balls here in our hand so that the croutons are inside. And our balls are going to be approximately that size. So again, make sure your hands are moist. Get a couple of croutons. Maybe that has 3. Add some more. And then we're going to just roll it kind of in our hand, form it in our hand. And you're boiling some water. You have to make sure your water is boiled in salted water. I'm using sea salt. And these croutons have been seasoned with some garlic powder, Italian seasoning. I know it's German potato balls, but I used Italian seasoning and some garlic and some Parmesan cheese. So that should be yummy. So this is a great little meal if you're having some friends over, want to make it a little bit formal. It may not be the exact day of the holiday, but around the holiday time. This is something you can make, and it's easy, semi-homemade. Okay, so since I made my potato balls larger, I got 7 instead of the box says it can make 12. So obviously if you make these smaller, but these are the sizes I'm going to make. All right, here we go. We're going to start cooking them. So we want to gently place our potato balls in our water. That's boiling. And we're going to cook this for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe, on a medium heat. And I'm going to just make this on medium, and it's going to be uncovered for about 20-25 minutes. Check on our balls here. You can see that they are kind of floating to the top a little bit. Okay, something else I'm going to be making that is semi-homemade. But anyway, I'll just tear it open. Basically, you just open the package. You're just going to put it in a pot with 1 cup of water, and just follow the instructions on the box, which says, you're going to stir gradually, gravy mix with a whisk, and you're going to keep stirring it until it comes to a boil and reduce the heat, and then you let it simmer for about a minute or 2. Real simple. Check on our balls here. They're doing nicely. There's another 10 minutes to go. Okay, it is time to take them out. So I just wanted to show you. We have a slotted spoon here. And we're just going to place them in this bowl. They look so good. And this with, I'm telling you, gravy and the pork and the vegetables. So yummy. So there's nothing wrong with using a mix now and then. Yum. Okay, so our pork roast is done. And it took about 40 minutes. Now you always want to check the temperature of the pork. And so this is, if you don't have one of these thermometers, meat thermometers, I highly suggest you get one. But you want to put in the thickest part. And pork should really be cooked around 140. So I'm looking at this and yep, this is done. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it on this nice platter here. Okay, so I'm going to get my yummy pork roast. Look at that. Oh, that looks so yummy. And we have a lot of these veggies here. I'm just going to put the vegetables on the side here. We're going to just season them with a little salt and pepper. And you have a beautiful, beautiful dish. Now here's your gravy with your gravy boat, your potato balls, and here is the delicious red cabbage. And don't forget, you can get that recipe for the red cabbage that's in my German-American Christmas cookbook and more, my family traditions, on Amazon for the holidays that are coming up. And I just added some Granny Smith apple that were kind of chopped up a little bit. And so I think that just makes it look so pretty with the Granny Smith apple next to it. All right, so now we're going to plate it. Okay, we're going to give it a try. Let's see how it turned out. Mmm. 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 The pork is delicious. My potato ball. With some gravy. Mmm. Very good. And the red cabbage. Mmm. Mm. The red cabbage with all these foods are so good. Thank you so much for joining us today on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe. And please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye.